changes. So you see like a bunch of parcels highlighted here with changes. Their total employment number changes were 2%, but they had a lot better information on where the employment is going and what kind of employment was going there. So we applied that, and they increased our enrollment projections. So that also has impacts on travel. And when we ran the model, we saw differences in terms of volume. You see here in blue is an increase in volume, and in orange is a decrease in volume. We saw, because they added a bit more households than the draft number we gave them, we saw an increase in travel, and also they changed where they were. So there was some increase in travel in their downtown area, but at the same time, there was fewer travel to Yuba City from Marysville. You know, if you've ever been there, they're right next to each other. But ever since they changed where the employment and housing is going to go, a lot of the travelers decided to travel to work in here instead of going there for work. And you can imagine applying this. This is not a greenfield development, but you can imagine adding, shifting areas where employment is going to go, seeing if that will benefit travel, adding new things, shifting households, shifting employment. That all is accommodated in some of the results we can obtain. So in terms of release, our full process, the one we talked about in the previous presentation, will be released. We might have a draft version available later this year or early next year. We're also going to have trainings for that if you request it, and along with the guide, we can work with you on that. A beta version of Region will be released like straight after the conference in the coming week or two. And it will be released for SACSIM 19 for 2016. For now, we want user input to see how that's going. And if you want to be part of that, please reach out to me, and we're really interested in hearing your feedback. Yeah,
All
thank you.
right.
Let me know if you have any questions.
We're down to the wire. Awesome. Good
Yeah.
job, Ibrahim. All right. We'll take a couple questions. We have one more slide. Oh, here, we're going to get to this. Darren, you want to go?
Yeah.
Hold on one second. I got you.
Thank you. This is a little bit beyond the scope of the what the tool itself does, but
Yes.
I'm just kind of curious if you're trying to retain an overall regional total,
Yes.
and you add 300 jobs or dwellings or whatever to a given parcel, theoretically you have to, for lack of a better word, poach those from elsewhere in the region in order to maintain like a regional total. Is that correct?
It would really depend on the case, but let's say you add 100 dwelling units, and you say that I want my control total to not change. It will not add any households because only the changed parcels get affected. But if you want to say I added 100 dwelling units and I want 10 households out of that, it will only add the 10 households.
So
I
like
think that's an
there's,
extreme use
I was
case.
thinking like if you're adding it though, so
But if you're
you,
shifting them,
yeah,
then that would work. So if you're shifting 100 dwelling units from here to there, what happens is that these dwelling units are going to disappear. Those households will be removed from the population tables, and then once you add the new developments based on what kind of development is going in, new households will come in and replace them.
but it would make you,
It won't be the same households.
right, but it would make you, in order, if you have that toggle turned on for requiring it, it would force you to remove from elsewhere in order to keep their regional
Yes,
total.
yes. And if you want to add more households, then there are dwelling units. It'll give you an error. Yeah.
Interesting. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right.
Good
I just
question.
want to acknowledge that we are at 4:00. And so if you have to go, thank you so much for being here. Please fill out the feedback survey. We are going to stay and answer any additional questions that you may have. So this isn't, if you have to leave, you can slip out. All right. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, so I do like the automation of the process. That it big time saver compared to what we currently have to do. Bigger concern though, that because you've made it so simple in some respects, that a lot of users could simply have a change that they want to do where it's a add 500 units. And they would plug that in and then get the output files and run the model, not knowing that, well, those 500, because you're starting with a balanced scenario in terms of households and jobs and IXX
Yep.
active tables. There's nothing to tell the user, if they don't know any better, that those 500 households are going to have to be matched to jobs outside the region because
Yeah.
the inside's already filled up.
Yeah.
So is there anything you're going to add to it as a safety feature or
We can.
check of some
That's
type?
the kind of feedback we're looking for. We can add that as a toggle that if you have a mismatch in your changes, we can add that.
Great. So I am going to thank you for the question. We have one more online that we're going to use as a segue to wrap up our day. We are having our informal happy hour again today. If you want to come and hang out, ask the rest of your burning questions, you can deep dive. Everything will be available online. We'll send it to you. You have a couple invitations to, continue to engage on some of these specific products, not products, excuse me, tools. There we go. So give Ibrahim a big round of applause. He did a great presentation.
Thank you.
Amazing job organizing the conference, wrangling all these data cats. So come on up, Kyle, please, if you would. And we will wrap. And Dave, we did see your question about the compatibility of this tool with SACSIM versions, and Kyle's going to talk about that.
All right. So yeah, first of all, thanks, Ibrahim. Thanks everyone for staying longer. So the question online was, is this tool available for only SACSIM 23 or SACSIM 19? The answer is it's compatible with both. And you're welcome to reach out to us and get a beta version right now. We just are in the process of adding it back to SACSIM 19. So we're looking forward to folks being able to test it in real time. So we have a question here. A lot of the features that we've been sharing are with our new model, which is SACSIM 23. Our current adopted plan is tied with SACSIM 19. So if you ask for a data request for us right now, currently we still provide the latest version of SACSIM 19, which was released on Thursday last week as part of our latest MTIP amendment. So that's still our current working model and documentation. We've been discussing what we can share with the SACSIM 23. We want it out there for you all to look at. In the past, we've released beta test user communities where we've had you all look at it, test it, provide us feedback kind of in a more formal setting. We're not going to do that this time around, but I think what we'd like to do is a more informal way. If you're interested in using the tools for testing, reach out to us. Just let us know that's what you're using it for, and we'll send you a version. As far as a draft version before the release of the plan, which is next fall of 2025, which seems like a long time from now, if you want a version earlier than that, we're good with giving a draft version. We've been talking to our legal counsel. Sounds like everyone's on board with this, but understanding that it comes, the model and the land use and transportation comes as a draft, meaning that it's not approved by CEQA, it's not approved by the state or EPA. And so it's up to you how you use that for your project. And so use kind of that draft on your own discretion. So we're gonna share the data early, acknowledging that it's draft. We'd like to wait till November. That's when our transportation project list will be adopted. So we'll have adopted land use for 2035 and 2050 and adopted transportation project list for 2035 and 2050 by November. So beta versions, come talk to us now, draft versions by November, and then everything will be fully released after the EIR plan EIR process is completed, fall of 2025.
Great. Well, that's it, right?
That's it.
Open Q&A.
Yeah, we're skipping the Q&A because we
Yep.
are very over
Y'all
time.
asked a lot of questions. It was so good. We always want your feedback. We will be doing this again. There's a QR code. It says daily feedback. Please let us know what you liked, what you want to see differently next time, and what other needs you have. If you have questions that come up later when you're reviewing the slides, like we've said, please continue to reach out. Let us know, what feedback processes you're interested in, what tools you want to see, and we will stay in touch about what we've got. All right. Thank you all so much. And we're going to probably head over to Mojo's in a little bit. All right.
That's right. Thank you. And just real quick, can we get one more thanks to all the presenters and all of the admin staff for putting this on? It was a huge effort. It's above and beyond what it's been in the years past. Hopefully that's seen here. And then I want a special thanks to Alex for being our facilitator. That was tremendous. I think we got so much more engagement. I know I feel like I learned a lot having that, and didn't realize we didn't have it before. And then last but not least, I want to give Ibrahim a special thanks for coordinating and orchestrating this whole conference behind the scenes. So huge thanks to that as well. All right. Yeah.
right.
And with that, I think we adjourn.
Yes, we're adjourned. Thank you.